What up, people? Professor Robin here. I'm gonna drop some science on you today. So, I like having fun at the start of my videos. It just helps me be more relaxed because the green dot is terrifying. Okay, so I want to talk to you about my favorite subject, which is kingdom truths concealed in creation. I am going to be talking to you today about trees and the wonderful way that they illustrate how dormancy is the key to fruitfulness and longevity. Okay, so there is a saying that I think is really, really good for if you are trying to light a fire under somebody who's stuck in a lazy rut, but that can be actually kind of damaging if it's used in the wrong season of your life. And that's the concept that if you're not growing, you're dying. Because that in the plant world can be true of like little plants, like the ones that only kind of last like 1 year and then they die. But if you want to have longevity, you want to be more like the tree. And the tree operates a little bit differently. In fact, for a tree, proper dormancy is actually the key to lasting fruitfulness, because it doesn't burn out, it lasts seasons. So that's what we want to do. We want to learn how to know the season that you're in, embrace it, and move forward well. So first, a little bit of science. So trees, as the days shorten, it actually triggers a change in trees on a cellular level. And what the tree is going to do is it's going to pull back the nutrients from its leaves. That's actually why you start to see the change in the leaf colors. It's pulling back in that chlorophyll, it's pulling back in the nutrients, it's bringing it back into the insulating factor of the bark. And then these leaves dry off and they start to fall, because leaves are actually what pull water into the tree. So process called transpiration, it actually, as the leaves essentially breathe out, it sucks water into the roots. So when this happens, when the leaves dry up and die off, it actually essentially drains the pipes before winter. So, okay, now if a tree were to rush through into the next season and be like, forget winter, I'm just forging ahead, winter is going to come in and destroy the leaves. As ice crystals form in the leaves, they're going to shred. If the leaves pull water into the bark or into the limbs, they're going to shatter. It's going to damage the tree. So in winter, the only thing that grows in trees, the only growth that occurs is in its roots. What's happening beneath the frost line, the roots, the only thing that's going to continue growing. The things that you don't see are going to continue. So cool science, but how does that apply to me? Now, this is where it gets really cool, because this is the internal winter that I'm talking about. It could be like sunny, beautiful middle of summer, but there is the winter of the soul. It's, when things start to get a little dark, when there's that chill, no matter how hard you work, it just doesn't seem like things are progressing the way they used to. Those are all symptoms of when you're kind of going into a winter. And this is not something that's like, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a challenging season, but it's a good thing, because it actually causes you to prioritize what's important and to draw that in close and to let go of some of the things that are actually replaceable, things that you can grow again. And so winter then becomes a season of resting and reflecting and dreaming and planning. There are some vital, awesome things that actually happen in winter, and you don't want to rush ahead, because it's just gonna be a waste. It's gonna end up with things, you're gonna feel damaged instead of rested at the end of the season. So an important thing to remember is dormancy is not death. I know sometimes it can kind of feel that way, like it can, but it's not your last season. This is not your last season. So spring is coming. And you know what? Sometimes having that winter season, it's for your benefit. It's to bless you and to bless the people who are around you, who are blessed by your fruitfulness. So spring is coming. What you prioritized and protected in winter is going to actually spring to life in spring. It's going to increase. So it's actually going to increase your fruitfulness. And if you need a non-sciencey thing to even prove this, so hygge, I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's a Norwegian and Danish practice that is basically the embrace of winter. It is, it's spending quality time with loved ones. It's embracing rest, and it's cultivating that gratitude for the little luxuries in life, like cozy socks and warm fireplaces and snuggly blankets. And you know what? The people who originated this and have had it culturally for a generation, it's Norway and Denmark. And those two countries occupy 2 of the top 4 spots on the list for the most happy countries in the world. So there really is something to the embracing of winter, the embracing of rest that can turn your life around, make you a more joyful person in the long run and a more fruitful person in the long run. One who doesn't burn out, but who has impact that's going to really, really last. So, my dear friend, if you find yourself in kind of one of these wintry seasons, embrace it, because you know what? Spring is right around the corner and you are going to be amazed at the fruitfulness that comes. So, hope you guys are having a great night, and I'll talk to you later.